Rwanda is a country located in Central Africa. It is a rural country with about 90% of the population engaged in agriculture. Our organization is called Clean Sanitation for Rwanda. Our mission is to work towards an advancement of sanitation in Rwanda, not relenting until every citizen is provided with a toilet to use and efficient plumbing. The first issue to address is exactly what type of toilet we would be implementing with our efforts in Rwanda. What we propose is a product under the name Sato. The Sato is a bright blue piece of tough molded plastic that looks like a funnel of sorts. It uses half a liter of water to form a seal against smells and bugs, and it can also be manufactured and distributed using recycled material. Each unit costs merely $1.85 and can help mitigate so many of the problems that arise from a lack of sanitation. Besides the units themselves, additional costs would include the cost of building materials to dig the pits, lay the concrete, and put up walls for privacy. The implementation of this device would rely on our own NGO workers to lead the project alongside the Rwandan government and local population in the villages where the devices would be put in place. It is something that can be done by executing the following steps. First, we would need to raise awareness around rural areas to let people know they have the opportunity to learn the basics of plumbing, sanitation, and hygiene. Secondly, we would need to provide a place where everyone can meet to learn these general guidelines. Our plan is to find a local school that is in a convenient location for all. This way, everyone would be able to be educated while also experiencing the feeling and environment of a learning atmosphere. The last and possibly the most important step to success would be finding volunteers and members of the Peace Corps to take the time and learn these steps to the point where they feel that they have the ability to teach others. If we are able to follow and execute these steps, we should be successful in what we are trying to accomplish. Like all facilities, the quality of these newly implemented bathrooms and toilets will decrease with time and without a doubt will eventually need to be repaired. We will provide a way for locals to report when something is faulty or when the efficiency of the facilities is compromised. In turn, the government will respond by sending people to repair or improve those bathrooms. The first thing to consider when discussing the upkeep of these bathrooms is what it will cost. First of all, it will cost time and effort. Although the labor that people will have to put in to fix, repair, or renovate the bathrooms will be less than it was to install them, it will not be cheap. The people performing the labor will either be the same NGO workers that worked to install the toilets in the first place, or they could be volunteers that we have taught and trained to work with our organization. The local volunteers will hopefully have learned the basics of achieving and maintaining sanitation and plumbing fundamentals. It would be great to see Rwandan men and women take initiative in repairing and preserving these facilities because it will have meant that we have achieved one of our goals. The second thing to consider in cost is the amount of money that will have to be spent on the materials and resources. An important discrepancy to realize is between capital improvement and repair expense. Usually, when talking about upkeep, reparations are more common than improvements, but depending on what people are willing to spend, there could be both. It is noticeable that there is a great lack in the number of restrooms being built and used in the most rural of areas throughout the country. Many women, children, and men do not have a safe, consistent, and sanitary place to use the toilet. This is not only an important issue of health, but is also an utmost important issue of privacy, safety, and gender equality. We acknowledge and take into great consideration that building elaborate sewage systems in rural areas is a feat only accomplishable by the government and that there are serious issues of both proper waste disposal and saving water. However, building more toilets like Sato can be accomplished, and we will focus on training the men and women inhabiting these areas in Rwanda so that they may be capable of building more and more toilets in the future. This can begin by inviting men and women out to actually see and experience the building of these toilets and working with our organization to build Seito toilets and bathrooms together as a team. With your help, we can make this a reality.